Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. It's gonna be 1 second. Shit slow. Yo, can you guys hear me? Computer was bugging out. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Testing 1, 2. Loud and clear. Top of the morning. Yeah, we back. I told you I was gonna come back. I can't let nobody fuck up this cash flow. The news just came out. Anthony Joshua was fighting Andy Ruiz, so your boy had to make a quick video on it. Can't let them. I was on the live stream, but we can't let that fuck up the cash flow. What's up with everybody? Smash the like button. The sooner you guys smash the like button, the sooner we can get to business. And we back up on it. We back to business. I don't know how long it's going to be. Top of the morning chat and Ego. Hear you loud and clear, my G. Shout out to Brandon. Everybody put the time. What time is it for you right now? Pretty boy Ali, what up? Put your current time wherever you at. We're going to do roll call like that. Just let me know what time. I don't even need to know the city. I don't need to know the state. Just put your time. Let me know what time zone you in. The exact time of this stream. We're going to see who's on what coast. 6:58. We got 7:57. We got 12:57. Ooh. See, that's how you know we everywhere. You ain't never there. 6:57. So one person said it was 6:58 and someone said it was 6:57. Y'all traveling back in time. Yeah. 6:57, 457. Where y'all at? I'm going to do this. I want to do these time zone ones. I want to see where y'all at. 9:57 p.m. Where the fuck are you at? This motherfucker in the Bermuda Triangle. It's 9:57 p.m. Where are you at, Robbie Carter? This motherfucker, he's like, I'm on Jupiter, motherfucker. Where is it 9:57 at? p.m. This motherfucker on Saturn's rings and shit. Dancing. Welcome back, my dude. 6:57. Damn, you in Australia and it's 9:57? God damn. That motherfucker Jeff Horn just ate dinner and shit. Now that's annoying. Shout out to Australia. We be having fun. 4:58. Let's get it. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey, listen, people. Great choice, Eddie. Just keep a muzzle on your dad's mouth. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give my thoughts. Hey, I fucked up. If y'all want to hear how your boy Ego just fucked up right now, can I get a hell yeah? If y'all want to hear how I fucked up royally, players fuck up too. I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. I made a honey boo-boo. If y'all want to hear about it, I'll tell you what happened. Look at Ray Waller. He's like, hell yeah. So y'all like when I make mistakes. Your boy made a mistake. Damn, y'all really wanted to hear about my L? Oh, fuck. We got MC8 in the building. He said, Gia, straight up menace. All right. There's this Asian market that I go to that's right by the cribbo. I always shop with them. You know, they got some good stuff. Like, they got bulk rice. They just got some different stuff. So I always spend money with that Asian market. You know, it's like an Asian supply supermarket. So they have, like, you know, just good stuff, rice and seaweed and good sauces. And it's an Asian market. I went there yesterday. I had to run some errands. So I'm in the Asian market. Got my little shopping cart. Start seeing things like they had these little chips. There's a little Dragon Ball Z looking dude on the front. Where he at? Look, he look raw. Got this little Dragon Ball Z. You know, like some Cheeto Puffs. So, you know, I get some different stuff. Tell me why I went to, they have a section, they had like coconut water. So I grabbed some, I like coconut water. So I grabbed some coconut water. They just had just various beverages, right? So I got this. You know, it said grapefruit. So I fell in love with the bottle. I'm like, okay, this grapefruit look good. So I thought it was like a, you know, like a squirt, something, grapefruit, juice, soda. This shit is alcohol, bro. I don't know what time it is for y'all, but it's 5 a.m. and I'm just up here and I'm drinking. I'm like, okay, this is an acquired taste. And I'm like, damn, it's kind of strong for like little squirt. This shit is alcohol, bro. These motherfuckers got me. I'm like, damn, so I look like a fucking lush. I look like an alcohol. I'm just up here drinking alcohol in the AM. Hey, I'm off that. This shit called, look, Genro. Hey, so if you ever go to Asian market, just know Genro since 1924. This shit is malt liquor and shit. So I'm up here doing the vampire shit. I'm up here at 5 a.m. just straight off that Genro. I'm off that Genro and alcohol. Like, so I don't know what the fuck, but I'm off this Genro. So it's like 5 a.m. for me, and I'm up here drinking alcohol. But I didn't intend. I thought this was like a squirt or something. Man, this fucking. Hold on. Oh man, shout out to my Korean folk. I'm off that, man. I'm off that Genro right now. They played me, but why they put it by the coconut water? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't even make sense. Like, I literally got coconut water with pulp, and you got this Genro shit just right there. Like, I didn't know what this shit said, bro. I didn't know that shit said, we finna fuck you up. That's what that say in Korean. That shit say, we finna fuck your ass. You finna get sloshed. Yeah, man. It just said grapefruit. Why didn't you tell me? Like, bro, you still drinking it? Man, I pay money for this. I'm off that Genro. Hey, I'm off that Genro and alcohol. Fuck that. I pay for this shit. I'm off that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's sake, Genro, Henny. I'm off that shit, bro. It's 5 a.m. though, and I'm off that Genro. Feel me? They got me drinking yak at 5 a.m. Yeah, they played me. Look, I'm killing this row. Welcome to Death Row. I'm off that Genro. Any of y'all artists, come to Genro. Yeah, I'm drinking this Genro though. God damn, it got some kick to it too. Yeah, I hit you right there. Fuck it. Thug life. Grow some chest hair. Fucking with that roll. Off that gin roll. Hey, bro, I was about to get a coffee. Now I don't even, like, bro, I'm going to be at the Starbucks. Sorry, crashing in the drive-thru. Fuck around, get a DUI trying to get a car. They fucked my whole morning up. They fucked my whole morning up, bro. I can't even get in the whip now. I was about to go get a coffee, and I was like, you know what? Let me drink that gin roll. That shit was looking good. I started chugging. I was hella thirsty. So I'm I thought it was grape juice or like a grapefruit drink or some shit. So I started drinking it heavy, like, you know what I'm saying? I started drinking that gin roll, like, because I thought it was just a juice. I didn't think they would play me like that. Like, why was it by the coconut water? The Asian market ain't got no type of chill, bro. Like, you didn't put it by the other beers because they had like a whole row that had alcohol. This was like the chilled beverages. So I don't see why they didn't card me or nothing. They like, yeah, motherfucker, you old enough for this yak. So I didn't even know I was buying alcohol. So sorry about it. I'm off that gin roll. See, it might have happened to Gerald Miller. Did he have gin roll in his system? Because Vada might have came through. It didn't. He had that row in him. Like, well, we found traces of gin roll in your system. I'm just saying, it's plausible. I see, like, you know how Canelo ate the meat? Because I didn't know I was drinking alcohol either. But I started drinking it man style, thinking it was just like a grapefruit drink. I was like, like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin and shit, bro. So anyway, that's my morning. 5 a.m. and we off that gin roll. Kirsten said you don't even want the coffee. That's what I'm saying. I'm about to put some gin roll in that coffee and shit. Yeah, okay. So let me get an iced coffee with a little bit of gin roll. Like, what is gin roll? So anyway, the news came out. Anthony Joshua is fighting Andy Ruiz. TJ Wilkins was popping. I'm gonna give my thoughts on the fight. I did a video too, but I just figured I'm off that gin roll. Fuck it, let me just go live. And they play me like this. Don't even look like an alcohol bottle, bruh. Well, it kind of look like a Mickey's a little bit, Heineken looking ass. But that look hella innocent. Look, this shit look innocent. Why they got a fucking frog? Oh shit, that was a clue. Motherfucker, I'm like, ribbit. They got the hiccups and shit. Finna turn me into a frog. Turn me from a prince to a frog and shit. The Asian bottles be leaving clues and shit, riddles and shit. Like, what? Is this alcohol? Ribbit? Got me get the hiccups and shit, bro. Like, what the fuck is a frog? I didn't know what the frog meant. I'm off that yak. Anyway, AJ versus Ruiz. Nah, it has a percentage on the front. It's like 16% or some shit. Like, the Koreans try to get me, bro. The Koreans try to get me. This got some kick to it. This shit is 16%. It's 5 a.m, bro. Like, I wasn't planning on drinking. Actually, I haven't even really been drinking at all in general. So yeah, they're like, yeah, this shit 80 proof now, motherfucker. They ain't got no chill. Joshua. Bro, this shit's 16% alcohol. $375 milliliters. They trying to get me, bro. Like, I'm trying to eat and make pancakes and shit. They got me drinking Korean Four Locos and shit. They try to play me, bro. Breaking news: one Mexican. Oh shit! They got clapped. That's all. Damn, my shooters. They clapped somebody as I was reading. That shit scared me. Yeah, that shit was corny. I'm glad y'all blocked him. Joshua versus Ruiz. Um, I'm seeing a lot of negative comments. To me, this is actually not a bad save, but I know Andy Ruiz's pedigree. But I feel it. You know, people wanted to see Gerald Miller, and it didn't happen. And it's not. See, the thing is, Andy Ruiz, he's not coming into the fight with a lot of momentum because he was with Top Rank. He got a title shot with Joseph Parker. And then he came up short, got a split decision loss, his only loss. And then he kind of fell out of, we didn't really see him in nothing. And then whatever happened with his contract with Top Rank, he went over to Al Heyman. He had one fight, and now he's getting this opportunity. So, they had to with the time crunch, they had to get who they can get. So I don't think it's a horrible fight. I think there's some things that it's hard telling. I think Andy Ruiz at his best can complicate things for Joshua, but having ill time to prepare, and I don't know how it's gonna be. That's the huge gamble, because he got 4 or 5 weeks to prepare. He lost to someone that AJ already beat, but I feel you, Ego. But you gotta watch. See, I don't look at like BoxRec and shit. I actually watched the fight, and I think I had Andy Ruiz winning the fight. So you can't really go off of that though, because Triple G beat Jacobs on paper, but I thought Jacobs won. Canelo Triple G the first fight was a draw, but I thought Triple G won. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch the actual fight, like watch it. It's not a bad fight. I thought Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker. I mean, I never went back and revisited. I was out of town covering the Crawford fight, I believe. But I still watched it. And I had Ruiz winning slightly. But he did some things wrong in there. So you can't just go off of the fact that Joshua beat Parker and triangle theories and all that. Shout out to Melbourne, Australia. I love y'all. Yeah, so, yeah, Joshua beat Parker, but you can all argue that Andy... See, actually, if you think about it, if Andy Ruiz, they fought... Parker became a champion in that fight, and it was a split decision win for Parker, and he was at home. It was like against in New Zealand or something where Parker's from. So had Andy Ruiz fought, then Joshua would have had to fight him to get that belt that he now has. So technically, it's funny how things work. Andy Ruiz is now in the position that he would have been in had he beaten and got the split decision. It's actually a dangerous fight for Joshua, to be honest. The only reason why it's I don't know is because I don't know. He just fought. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he literally just fought, and I don't know. He's never like in the craziest like shape or nothing like that. But I don't know what a 4 or 5 week camp. I don't know what that's like for a fighter. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see. But that's who he's fighting. If he beats Joshua, it's a historic upset because he'll be the first Mexican heavyweight champion in boxing history. Plus, you're beating AJ, who's a popular UK fighter in his American debut. But listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. Man. Boxing is weird. I'm listen, mark my words. Mark my words. Somebody will lose before one of these major fights come off. Because the thing is, these motherfuckers keep playing around. They keep playing around and not making Wilder Fury 2 or Wilder Joshua, Spence Crawford for different reasons. They're all different reasons. But I'm telling you, I know boxing and I know how the game works. Somebody is finna lose if they keep stalling this shit out. That's just how boxing works. It's weird like that. Because the same thing happened with Juanma Lopez and Yuriorkis Gamboa. They were supposed to fight, kept stringing it along, trying to marinate and all this bullshit. Then Orlando Salido was like, I got you, cuz. And he went over to Puerto Rico and stopped him, and then stopped him again in a rematch. Y'all keep playing. One of these Tom Schwartz or Andy Ruiz, Dominic Brazil, somebody's going to end up taking the fade. Or at the least, the perception of they lost the fight, which is going to hurt the massive fights. I'm telling you, I study the game, and boxing, history repeats itself, and boxing is fickle like that. Just like Mayweather Pacquiao. Pacquiao gets knocked the fuck out by Juan Manuel Marquez, a guy he beat 3 times. I don't think he won all those times, but on paper he won 3 times. Got knocked the fuck out before he got to Floyd. I'm telling you, history repeats itself. Somebody gonna catch a fade, and they gonna feel extra crunchy that they didn't make Wilder versus Fury 2, Wilder versus Joshua 1, Spence Crawford. Somebody gonna take that fade. That's just how the game goes. So every time these promoters and networks do this stuff, then, it's a gamble. Because the other thing is this. I really feel like, no disrespect to any new fighter, but these motherfuckers ain't Mayweather and Pacquiao. They haven't proven that. They haven't proven to be these generational anomalies that are hard to beat. Every guy that we're talking about has had performances where where they have some performance where they look somewhat beatable. Some guys more so than others. Joshua's had fights there where he looked somewhat beatable. Tyson Fury versus Wilder looked somewhat beatable. Wilder versus Ortiz was a tough fight. He looked beatable, in the 7th round. So I'm not saying who is going to be, but none of these guys are like so much of an anomaly where it would surprise me if they take a loss. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the heavyweight division. Ain't nobody got no Mayweather defense where they just, fucking with it like that. Hell no. And then somebody gonna feel, or Triple G versus Rose, somebody. So I promise you, somebody. I don't know if it's this batch of fights or the next. If they keep doing this, I promise you somebody gonna lose. Canelo to Jacobs. Or like I said, or at the very least, the perception will be that they lost. Wilder has the greatest chance to lose because he's been fighting the best comp. Not really, because he got that greatest power. Bro, the thing is, Wilder already he already fought the guys that technically should give him the hardest fight. Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz. So I don't agree with that. Like, Joshua is a good boxer, but Tyson Fury moves better than Joshua. Joshua's kind of stiff and hella diesel, So there's danger in that, but fucking a guy who's 6'10", 6'11", and doing all these feints and shit. That's how Sean Porter be moving and shit, like doing these stutter steps, and Pacquiao and shit, moving all crazy. Tyson Fury do that at 6'10", 6'11". Joshua he has technique, but he's big. He's like big and kind of plotting. And I told you for the longest, new media been killing, bro. Me been killing. I told you Joshua was too damn. He started getting too damn big. Like this ain't like Mr. Olympia or some shit. That's why he looked like he was getting tired in certain fights. You too big, bro. You doing all them explosive, at the gym and shit. That's cool, but muscles require a lot of blood flow and oxygen to breathe, and you just big. And Fury has long arms too. Some people are tall, which like I'm tall with long arms. Some people have fairly short arms for considering their height. Man, I'm off this Genro. But I don't think the Andy Ruiz fight is. I think it's a solid save. Obviously, Luis Ortiz or something would have been better, but they had some difficulties making that. As is the case, I told you. I told you this is the case with you're in a time crunch. Gerald Miller left y'all high and dry by failing, and you're in a time crunch where you got to find someone. So that deal's not going to sound as appealing under those circumstances. And you know what the funny thing is? If you owe media, get the fuck off my channel. I don't want you ever here. I don't need. Listen, this is what they mad at. We don't need old media at all for anything. Leave. People accusing Luis Ortiz of being on something and, saying that's the reason why he's not taking the fight. And it's just a lot of speculation, a whole lot of speculation, a whole lot of hating, a whole lot of speculation. Like, I mean, why? My thing is this. Why don't y'all speculate that Barry Hearn was going to say this shit he said about the slave trade? Why didn't y'all speculate that Alexander Povetkin or Gerald Miller was going to fail a drug test? Why didn't y'all speculate that Canelo Alvarez, the golden boy, would have clenbuterol in his system and it would ruin the first Triple G rematch that was supposed to take place in May? Y'all never speculate like good shit that happens. Charlo, they missed their VADA test, but they haven't failed a VADA test that they've taken. So it's just like we could speculate all day on some shit, but at the end of the day, you guys don't speculate the shit that actually turns up happening. You said Wilder brother was on something. No major website reported that. What do you know what I'm saying? So it gets old after a while. It's just like it's sad, but dudes act more feminine than the females. Like Gossip Girl shit. It's just like they're always looking for something. Like beta male shit. If Luis Ortiz is doing something, then, that's what he got to speak to. That's what he got to answer to. But you because a deal can't be manifested in short time, you just assume it's that. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. We're not here for that like little Gossip Girl shit y'all be doing. And like I said, 99% of the time, they gossip shit that don't end up happening, and then the shit that they don't talk about does end up happening. It's like, when are y'all going? Your accuracy is so low. Be like, I never see him say something like, man, I have a feeling Barry Hearn, he's just too loose-lipped. He's going to end up saying something that offends. And then he says the slave trade comment. Y'all don't speculate shit like that. You speculate, oh, someone's juicing, and like this new generation is weird. This new generation is weird. They see a person in shape and say he's on roids, like no matter what. Just because you in shape don't mean you on something. It's like becoming too common, like overused. I'm not dumb. I know people be doing shit. But you just see someone in shape and, oh, you're on something. Stop. Shout out to Drew. He said, salute, fam. What you guys need to know is the Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx, and half of NYC will be in my borough on June 1st. The rest of the country will be in the Yanks versus Sox on free TV. Oh wow, that's a good comment. So basically, what he's talking about, he's from the Bronx. Shout out to the BX. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Boogie Down. What he's saying is this. Once again, DAZN has to compete with another massive event, but this time local. So like Sora Rungvisai versus Estrada was a good fight, but they had to compete with Avengers Endgame, which was wet. I went to go see it. But they had to compete with the opening weekend of that. That's what they're competing with. So the Saturday that's on, they're dealing with, the first Saturday Avengers Endgame is out, which did $1 billion over the weekend. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it. Avengers Endgame comes out, Thursday night, Friday. And over the weekend, it does $1 billion. So that goes to show you, if you're doing $1 billion, that's a whole lot of tickets sold in America, right? So how much traction did DAZN get competing with that? Now my man is saying in the Bronx, he's saying it's popping in New York that same exact day, but it's the Yankees versus the Red Sox. That's a solid point. That's a huge event, I would imagine. Yankee Stadium. New York goes hard for the Yankees. I went one year during the home run chase. See? And it's not just going against Avengers Endgame or the Yankees. If it's not stuff like that, I feel like DAZN be going up against other boxing cards. Demetrius Andrade, Artur Akov, the same week of Broner Pacquiao. You know what the bigger fight is. Stop playing. You know what the bigger fight is. Tevin Farmer versus Jono, or whatever, sound like a YouTube member or some shit. The same week of Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. So you know what the bigger fight is. So they got to figure out a way. There's 52 weekends 52 weeks in a year. It's crazy. Why doesn't DAZN? I'm not even being funny. PBC definitely has done it. Top Rank has done it at least once. Why doesn't DAZN go on Sunday? Why don't they have, like, if you have a fight that's not gonna compete, why won't you use Sunday? If you have your own time slots, why wouldn't you go on Sunday? There's nothing wrong with that. Caleb Plant versus Jose Uzcategui. I went to that fight on PBC. That was on the Sunday. You know what I'm saying? DAZN had the day after Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, they had Mick Connellan on St. Patty's Day. Top Rank did. And I'm not saying every week go on a Sunday, but it's okay to have Sunday boxing. That's cool. And then you're not competing with something bigger than you know what I'm saying? Most Americans are home Sunday too. That's what I'm saying. Like, why not? Yeah, Caleb Plant is nice with it. So, I don't know. I just feel like there's always turmoil with the scheduling. Like, the reception of Ruiz hasn't necessarily been the greatest. Like, I did the video and I was reading comments on Matchroom's Boxing's page, and people are like, this is bullshit. This should be on whatever Dave is. I guess it's a regular TV station. They said the UK people were getting mad, saying this shouldn't be on Box Office, which is what they call pay-per-view. They said this shouldn't be Box Office. This shouldn't be pay-per-view. This should be on Dave, whatever that is. So I'm assuming Dave is like, HBO or, a regular Fox or something to them. And the other thing you gotta DAZN, I don't know. I don't understand all the moves that they're making with the business. Just tell me if I'm lying. Canelo versus Jacob is this week. We should do, I think they'll probably have the press conference today whatever. You have two fighters who have been very, like, there's no trash talking between the two of them. They respect each other. You know, very minimal trash talk. It's nothing like, WWE or anything. It's fight week. I feel it's been ill prepared. It's a good fight, and Canelo Jacobs hasn't had no crazy buzz. The undercard is taking a hit. Triple G ain't fighting no one in June. Joshua's opponent got fucked up. You get what I'm saying? It's just a lot of back to back to back. There's a lot of like mishaps and calamity. Sore Rungvisai was a good fight with Estrada, but you're competing with Avengers Endgame, which did $1 billion over the weekend. As my man pointed out, Joshua is now fighting a late sub who has, certain amount of time to prepare, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever people are trying to say. And it's not even being received well. And you're competing with the Yankees versus the Sox game. In addition, Joshua is out of his element coming to America, hasn't done any type of American promotion, right, for a fight that's 5-6 weeks away. I haven't seen him do really anything other than a press conference and then go back the fuck to the UK. Like, when's he coming to America to acclimate? So he hasn't really done any press, been on Joe Rogan, just done anything, been on First Take. I ain't seen nothing like that since this fight was been announced. Now you got a late sub opponent. In addition to that, you raised your prices. In addition to that, you have a UK fighter fighting in America, and they're on a different time than the East Coast time. So basically, the UK is going to have to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning to watch Joshua versus Ruiz, which is a late sub opponent. That's just a lot going on. You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Gerald Miller was actually, they didn't have a crazy promotion, but the interactions that they did have was creating buzz because he was, they were talking about each other's mums and I'll take your mom on a date and he's apple juice. And Joshua was getting pushed, things like that. So that was at least somewhat a buzz. I don't look to see Andy Ruiz probably trash talking like that. I haven't seen that. And like I said, the people back home where Joshua is actually relevant and has a fan base, they're going to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning trying to watch this. It's all over the place. Listen, I don't blame Joshua for the Miller failing, but I blame Joshua and his team for this. They created this situation. I don't care what nobody says. Barry Hearn can talk about slave trades and slaves and, Amistad and all that. I don't care what nobody says. Joshua's team created this mess. Just because they're in the driver's seat, they have the A-side dominance. They could have literally picked Luis Ortiz from the get-go. Joshua called out Luis Ortiz, no intentions of fighting him. I'm not talking about after he was in a bind, and then they'll just see, because you could tell Eddie Hearn was pressed because he did an interview with IFL, and he said, whoever you're going to say, the answer is yes. And then he said, Luis Ortiz. He's like, all right, yeah, Luis Ortiz, great. We'll take it. Yeah, because you need to save this event, appease Madison Square Garden, appease the zone, appease the customers and the fans, and save this event. So, yeah, now you were trying to fight Luis Ortiz because you needed someone last minute to replace that. But it didn't have to be that. Luis Ortiz could have been, I keep saying the same thing. Why was Luis Ortiz not thought of as the original opponent? And the only way you would have been in the same position is if Luis Ortiz happened to fail for EPO, HGH, and, G14 classified, G15, 16, whatever that is. You get what I'm saying? So they did a lot of things wrong. Plus, beyond Luis Ortiz, Joshua could have fought Wilder. It just makes no sense, people. Joshua said, why would I come to America? I'm the A side. I don't want to deal with the American judges and refs. I'm not coming. Money doesn't define me. They're trying to control the event. I don't care about 50 mil. I'm not going to sell my soul, etc. But you're now having to come to America for Andy Ruiz, who is a new PBC fighter with no belt and a loss. Do you see the irony there? You turned down 50 mil. Listen, you motherfuckers is talking about Luis Ortiz turning down, $5 million, but ain't talking about Joshua turning down $50 million plus more than that on the back end. 50% of the proceeds of the pay-per-view and 50 million guaranteed to fight in America. You're not talking about that, but you're talking about Luis Ortiz, not taking $5 million. Do you see the irony? You didn't take $50 million and 50% of the back end and explore that option and call their bluff and publicly shame them if they were bullshitting you because you knew they were real, and you had to come up with all we got to fight in front of the UK crowd. Oh, we got Wembley booked. Oh, I don't want to deal with American judges and refs. Oh, I'm not going to sell my soul. Oh, it's the devil in the details. You're coming up with all the excuses not to do it. But now, I don't know how much he's getting, but you're fighting a guy who got beat by a guy you beat, Joseph Parker. You're fighting Andy Ruiz, who has one loss, just joined PBC. A lot of people didn't even see his fight because there was a lot of boxing on, Crawford Khan and all that. And you're coming to America for Andy Ruiz Jr., who has one loss, and I would imagine you're going to get less for that fight than you would have got for Wilder. It's pretty ironic, isn't it? You couldn't come for 50% and 50 mil guaranteed, but now you're coming and people are mad at the way Luis Ortiz is being advised, but they're not mad about the way Joshua is advised. How ironic. Good, I got the day off listening to this boxing talk. How are you? Michelle, what's up? How you doing? Enjoy your day off. It's just ironic. And then, once again, old media, they want to talk about Luis Ortiz turning down $5 million or a bit more, whatever it was. That's the conversation. But Joshua turned down way more than that, and y'all motherfuckers didn't say shit. And now he's coming to America to fight a lesser known, less heralded champion or non-champion when he could have fought a champion. Shout out to Darrell, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Speaking the truth at 8:35 on the East Coast. Thank you. Persia, what up? So, yeah, man. I blame Joshua and his team for this. Real talk. I blame them because this all could have been avoided. See, here's the thing. When does Floyd Mayweather not get what he wants? See, I'm a real boss. I hate to do this to y'all, but I'm a real Bay Area boss. Whatever I want, I go after and I get. So if it's something attainable in my, grasp, I go out there and get it. When do you see Floyd Mayweather not get to fight the guy he selects? It seems to always get, because he's such an A-side. It means so much, right? That it gets done. How come Joshua is, of this new generation, he's the A-side over all these heavyweights, but for several fights now, he can't get what allegedly he wants. He says he wants Wilder. He says he wants Tyson Fury. Says he wants Dillian White rematch. Says he wants Luis Ortiz. You're not getting any of that as the first choice. Not like, 5-6 weeks, hurry up and like our opponent fell out, let's negotiate now. None of that. I'm talking about from the get-go. But anybody Floyd wants to fight, if he says I'm fighting Maidana, the Maidana fight comes off. Somehow, some way, they negotiate it. People keep saying Eddie Hearn's promoter of the year last year and all this. But what big fight is he putting on? Well, how come Joshua can't get what he allegedly wants? But Mayweather, if he says I'm ready to fight Canelo, I want to fight him, I want to fight Pacquiao, I want to fight Ricky Hatton, I want to fight Cotto, I want to fight Mosley, it always happens. When did you ever hear about Cotto wanted to fight Mayweather, and then they were in negotiations, and then Cotto left the negotiations? Cotto didn't like the money, so he pieced out. Shane Mosley didn't like the money, so he pieced out. Hatton didn't like the money, so he pieced out. But we keep hearing it with Joshua. What am I missing? Shout out to King Corleone. He already know what it is, bro. Shout out to Texas. How is it that everything that man? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. You're this generation's A side in the heavyweight division, but all your top 3 choices never happen, and you're always scheduled to fight other people. You know, Gerald Miller, Andy Ruiz, guys who weren't at the forefront of your list. How come you can't get the fights you want? It's not. Somebody got to explain this to me. But here's another person, Canelo Alvarez. You're missing Wilder don't want to fight. Based on what? You're in the hot seat. Quisano, oh, he got clapped. I tried to get him. Just leave him block. I don't care because he wasn't going to beat me anyway. Okay, Canelo, same thing. He said, I'm ready to fight Golovkin. Make it happen, Oscar. Fight fucking happens. He comes back after failing a drug test, said, hey, I'm fighting that motherfucker again. It happens. He said he fighting Jacobs. It happens. He wants to fight Chavez Jr. It happens. So explain. How are the other A-sides, known A-sides, getting every fight that they want when they want it? Canelo is an A-side. He's a boss. He can fight anyone he wants. If he wants to fight Andrade, I promise you they can make that fight. But he has to want to fight Charlo. He has to want to fight Andrade. And, you know, but if Canelo puts his foot down, he can get them fight. So what's up? Why can't Joshua? Maybe it's the slave trade thing he was talking about. You know, I don't know. You tell me. Maybe it's the slave contract. Maybe it's the slave trade. How come Joshua's the A side and has all this power and making all this money, but he can't get none of the shit he wants? Shout out to Dallas in the building. It's not making sense. Mayweather got any fucking fight he want. Canelo said, I want Jacobs. We about to watch it this Saturday. Canelo can fight anybody he wants. And if you know Canelo wants a fight, because it happens every time. He's like, yeah, Jacob's a good fighter. I want him. I was born ready. Meanwhile, Joshua says, I want Wilder. I want Fury. I want Luis Ortiz. Or Dillian White. You were scheduled to fight Gerald Miller. He fails a drug test. I want Luis Ortiz. It doesn't pan out. Why can't they close these deals? That's all I want to know. Oh, let me guess. It's Al Heyman's fault. Okay, great. Luis Ortiz with Al Heyman. Why did Al Heyman give up Andy Ruiz but not Luis Ortiz? You guys are trapped. Old media is trapped. I told you this is why they're dying, because the more we question this stuff, the more we unify, the more we unite, they have no answers. They have no answers for what we're talking about, and we simply get to see who and what is going on. Canelo also has a good promoter. Well, he's able to get his fights over the finish line. We know that much. Triple G was bitching and complaining, wanting 50-50. They said, hell nah, we ain't giving you 50-50. But Oscar De La Hoya almost lost Triple G because he was trying to be stubborn and saying he wanted 45. And then last minute, De La Hoya still found a way to get the fight over the line. Why can't Eddie Hearn do that for Joshua? So I blame his team. How can't you get these fights over the line? And don't say is like, see, the reason why the dude got blocked is because that's that old media shit. You guys are done for. Even if you say Wilder don't want to fight, fine. Then why can't he fight Tyson Fury? Different guy, different colors, you know, different complexions, different ages, different promoters. So why didn't Tyson Fury happen? Okay, Tyson don't want to fight. All right, fine. Dillian White wants to work. Same promoter, same situation, slave room, rematch room. He didn't like the money being offered. The fight canceled in between. Okay, Dillian White's just difficult. He's demanding too much. Okay, Luis Ortiz. Why didn't he get it's like, come on, bro. That's 4 people. Block Tim. I'm not arguing no stupid shit like that. I can't lose to a motherfucker named Tim Curtin. Yeah, we about to close the curtain on you. Show's over. Shooters, get rid of him. Curtain call. on Tim Curtin. Yeah. Wait till that curtain close on you. Ain't gonna be no encore. Bow. Oh shit, rock-a-bye, baby. In broad daylight. Yeah, we close that curtain on curtains. Timmy. Yeah. We got bars and my shooters putting in work. And I'm off that general. Chasmine said, what happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? Yeah, man, these dudes is crazy. The bottom line is AJ's such a boss. He's such an A-side. He's such a, front runner and breadwinner. Why can't he get what he's saying he wants? It doesn't make sense, bro. Like, let's say I was an errand boy for Beyonce, and I was like, I had to run errands for her, and she wants a coffee at a certain place, and one location is closed. Well, guess what? That's fucking Queen Bee. That's Beyonce. So I would probably have to go to a further location, drive to the next city to get her the coffee and pastry that she want, and then come back. But I would still get it done because that's what I'm employed to do. See, this is the thing, is what I'm noticing is people are ganging up on Al Heyman and just blaming him. But guess what? Listen. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm younger than all these promoters. I'm younger than all of them. And I'm still cut from the cloth where I don't blame another man for my shortcomings. I'm going to get what I need to get out the game. I'm going to get done what I need to get done. You get what I'm saying? And the reality is this. You have to get fights over the line. Somehow, some way, some might be easier, some might be harder. But either way, you have a promotional company. You have a successful business. You have to get these fights over the line. You have to find out a way to, get that done for your fighter. Or if you can't get that done, get something done impactful that helps your fighter and appeases them and is good for their legacy. That's just the reality of it. You have to, the life is about what you can execute. Nobody cares about almost and I tried, but I wasn't successful. Hey, Drew going in. He said he was walking around Washington Heights, the Dominican hood in New York, and asked several cats if they knew about AJ versus Ruiz. They gave me a blank stare, but they know all about that Yankees. Hey, you out of pocket, bro. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. Like, promoters are looking for the easy way out where they just want to blame somebody else. Oh, it's Al Heyman fight. Okay, okay. So let's say Al Heyman, he's the cancer. He did everything wrong, even though Andy Ruiz is an Al Heyman fighter and he allowed him to fight Joshua. Right? Whatever. Okay. Why doesn't Joshua fight Tyson Fury? Surely that's a good fight in the UK. Different promoter, different setup. Why doesn't Joshua fight Dillian White? Same promoter. They've already fought once. Why is that not happening? Talking about Dillian White wants too much money. Pay the man. Why? Why? It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. You have to get it done. That's like, we don't know what Pacquiao's asking for to fight Keith Thurman, but it's up to Al Heyman to try to facilitate something to appease both sides and get it done. How is it that Mikey Garcia was comfortable enough moving up 2 weight classes to fight the best guy, 1A or 1B, at welterweight in Errol Spence, and it got done? It wasn't about like, oh, Mikey wanted to fight, but he didn't like what he was being offered. He just straight up got the fight. Michael Benson said like an hour ago Ortiz's first offer was 6 mil and they came back with another offer at 7 mil. Now they're talking mad shit in the comments about it. You know, that the money sounds cool. Well, obviously it didn't work for whatever reason. I don't know. Why wouldn't they offer at least the same amount as Big Baby, especially on short notice? Well, here's the thing. Listen, I'm. You guys can say whatever you want. I don't really care at this point. All I know is new media is destroying old media, so I don't really care. My thoughts are simple. If you're in a bind, and you could have picked me under reasonable, reasonable accommodations, under normal scrutiny, and you need me, I'm going to squeeze you. That's the reality of what the fuck we're talking about. Me personally, because I'm a person of principle, and you could have selected me as the first choice, but now that you need me as a late sub, I'm going to make you pay like you weigh. So me personally, I don't have a problem with Luis Ortiz trying to stretch the situation. And if they in turn end up talking themselves out of the fight by trying to squeeze more and more out, then that's part of the negotiating thing. He was trying to get 6 million and they came back with 7, and he was trying to push the envelope too much. And then Eddie Hearn was like, man, fuck that. We'll just go for somewhere else. And then they looked at Andy Ruiz. Then that's cool. I would squeeze you because I'm a person of principle. Okay, put it this way. I worked at Lowe's. This is a true story. I worked at Lowe's. There would be situations where we failed the customer. Somebody didn't follow up with the customer's order, right? On a big roll of carpet, because I used to cover the flooring department. They're carpeting their whole house. They paid tens of thousands of dollars to have, they had an estimate. Then they had the contractors come out, and they're paying all this money to have their house carpeted. They paid for the roll of carpet. The carpet that they picked, the associate didn't follow up with it. And let's say we sold it and it was discontinued or some bullshit. Now we fucked up because we told the customer we'd be able to get this amount of carpet to cover their whole house, and then we couldn't. These things would come up. So the customer, we would say, hey, we called the vendor. We unfortunately don't have enough carpet to fulfill your order. You have 5 bedrooms and this is a discontinued carpet color. We know that you paid. So guess what? As a result, we would have to take price cuts. Like we'd have to give them something, like they come back in and find something comparable. And even if it like the frise carpet, even if it was more expensive, we would have to take, so we don't lose a sale that was over $10,000. We would have to take price cuts and shit or throw something in because we sold you a carpet. The associate didn't follow up to find out and research to find out that carpet is not available. So then they would sometimes get upgraded carpet. They would get a better carpet for the price that they paid, just so because we would lose more money if they just canceled the whole order, right? Then there would be other stuff like most of the carpet manufacturers. This is just a little bit of Lowe's game. A lot of them are in Georgia and around that way. They send them via trucking company. So they have to drive, load it on a truck, and then drive all the way over here, right? To expedite it and make sure it gets loaded on a certain truck, that, and when they already have their own orders, that costs money. So the store would have to eat that to expedite it to appease this customer because the dumbass associate didn't do what they were supposed to be doing from the beginning. So here's the point. We fucked up. We got to fix it or lose, a $20,000 carpeting job. So we would end up upgrading their carpet oftentimes unless they could find something exactly in the same price range and the color and all that they want to do for their home. Because, people can be like, oh, fuck y'all. Y'all fucked up. Bad experience. I'm going to Home Depot. We could lose that customer forever. So me being a manager, I'd have to make these executive decisions. But the point is, the customer was in the position of power because we made a mistake. So we have to make it right and find some middle ground to get this done within reason. Now, obviously, if they said like, you know, build me a new house or something stupid, we're not going to do that. But taking certain discounts, like if the carpet was $5.99 a square foot that they paid for, and the new one is $6.78, then I would have to give them the price that they paid for it, so they didn't have to come out of pocket just to not lose a sale, right? Overnight shipping, we'd have to pay and just eat the cost, shit like that. So same with this Luis Ortiz shit. You could have picked him under normal circumstances, had ample time to negotiate it. You chose Gerald Miller. Eddie Hearn is on tape saying that, admitting that. That is your fault. You said DAZN and Madison Square Garden picked Miller because they wanted a trash talker. Well, guess what? You got the trash talker, but you also got someone who couldn't pass a drug test. So I don't blame Ortiz. The fans could get mad. They can be mad at him, call him a ducker, all this bullshit. The bottom line is, one, Joshua is not fighting Luis Ortiz next. Two, he could have fought him before Gerald Miller was ever selected. And three, me personally, I would have done the same thing. You're not going to just use me. And when you need me and when it's convenient. See, I can't fuck with, like, me, stuff like that. That drives me crazy. I'm not here. I'm nobody's consolation prize. I'm not here when you need me, but you're not there when I need you. You feel what I'm saying? I only deal with two-way streets. Y'all got to know y'all self-worth. That's just me. Like, if a female, if I know I was trying to holler at her and she gave me the cold shoulder to be with some other dude, and then he dogs her and breaks up with her, and she comes, now she wants to go to the Christmas ball with me, hell nah. You know, and she gonna have to earn it. You have to, you have to see where I'm at. I'm not nobody's like backup plan type shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then the fact that you have a limited amount of time to train and stuff, I would be doing the same thing. So realistically, whatever you were offering Gerald Miller, he had a full camp. He blew that opportunity. I want more than that, because guess what? I could have been in that same position, and then I probably would have took that. But since you didn't give me that opportunity, and now I know you're in a crunch, I'm gonna exploit that. That's just simple business. Simple business. I would exploit that because he had a full ass camp and he blew it. Now you want me to just come in and fix it. You got to know your worth. And if it doesn't work out, then oh well. $7 million is enough self-worth. This is a business, not personal. How you know what another person's self-worth is, bro? You sound ignorant. Mr. Ardard. How you gonna tell what enough is enough is enough? You talking about it's a business and it ain't personal. Well, fuck what you talking about. I would try to the same thing. And this is the other thing. How is DAZN trying to offer Klitschko $80 million and all this shit? ESPN is trying to offer Tyson Fury possibly $108 million and 108 million pounds and shit. And then you get in a bind and you need Luis Ortiz, and all of a sudden somebody who is raving about having all this money is tripping over, giving a couple more mil, and they need to rectify the situation. Hey, block Raw Sauce. I got to just get these guys out of here. Man, you can't, bro. I'm telling you how the game people. You listen. You guys can listen to whoever you want, or you could listen to a person who makes money in boxing, or you can listen to these other motherfuckers who work at like fucking Build-A-Bear and shit, and they were trying to tell you. I'm telling you, I make money in this game. I don't have to tell you. I show you that. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, simple business. I would do the same thing. You want to listen to people with, they didn't even take the time to put a default picture up. And they trying to tell me and school me on business. What business you own? What company you got? You know what I'm saying? You believe whoever you want. I'm telling you this new media shit, telling you how I feel. So I don't care. Beyond that, y'all can say whatever y'all want. It's business. I would treat it accordingly. The other thing is, let's say Miller was about to get pretty much $5 million flat, plus a percentage of the pay-per-views. So he was trying his best to promote the fight. He was pushing Joshua. They were talking about taking each other's mums out and all this shit. So he could have made some cool money on the back end if the pay-per-view was successful. They didn't offer that to Luis Ortiz. In addition, Gerald Big Baby Miller was promised 2 comeback fights, even in the event that he loses to Anthony Joshua, both valued at $1.5 million apiece. So let's say Joshua knocked him out. Miller's next 2 fights, he would have got $1.5 million times 2 for his next 2 fights. That's $3 million. So $5 million flat rate, a percentage of the back end, and then you would have got $3 million in your next 2 fights. Luis Ortiz would have had to collect everything in one fell swoop because he wasn't planning on signing to DAZN for multiple fights. So if they had that type of money and they're in a time crunch and you want me to have a half a camp when you could have chose me to begin with, yeah, you're going to have to pay. That's just what it is. Now, $7-8 million, if they offered him that's good money. Maybe he should consider it. But I'm telling you, the business tactic, I would be on the same hype. I would be trying to stretch him. I would try to squeeze him to see how much money I could get. And then if you overplay your hand, and then they're like, man, fuck you, you want too much money, whatever, and you lose out, then that's the risk you take. But I would do the same thing. I would play that same hardball. That's what I'm telling you. He said, y'all think Eddie is stupid? If they really wanted to negotiate with Ortiz and justify those ticket prices, and Ortiz would still be on the table. Ortiz camp gave Eddie validation to pick someone else. Yeah, man. I listen. If I know somebody's, to me, that you're at my mercy now. It's just like Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he keep tweeting, tables turn. The reason he's doing that is because he's bubbling and getting bigger and bigger as a celebrity boxer. You know what I'm saying? He's getting bigger. His star power is growing. And then other people aren't having necessarily good performances or good ticket sales. And their stock, maybe takes a hit. Like Sean Porter after the Ugas fight, his stock took a hit. Like the crowd didn't look crazy packed. And it wasn't his best performance. You get what I'm saying? So that's why Errol Spence is like, tables turn. Because he was trying to get these fights, and people seem to not want to fight him. Now he's becoming the money man in the division. Now they have no choice but to fight him. Because he's becoming more powerful. Fighting him is now becoming the thing to do because you'll make good money. That's what I'm saying. Ortiz should have not turned down the fight, period. And I'm not blaming Al Heyman. Well, oh well. I mean, you're not Ortiz's his person, so what you saying really don't matter. Shout out to Messiah. Oh, shit. He got that upgraded badge. That's raw. I told you we rank up. It came through. Messiah got that upgraded badge. We upgrading the rankings. Listen, the bottom line is I would have played the same hardball. Block GG Allen. Go straight to old media. They waiting for you. I don't care about these little schoolhouse games y'all be playing. The bottom line, I'll play hardball too. You're not going to use me when it's convenient for you. Nobody. Just understand that. Nobody's going to use me when it's convenient for them. We going to make we going to make sure it's mutually beneficial. Just know that every situation, like if I have affiliate marketing, just know it's mutually beneficial. Like ESPN Plus, mutually beneficial. The Box Fan Expo, mutually beneficial. Like it serves more than one purpose. It can't just serve your purpose and then I get nothing out of it. That's not how it works. Somebody can't like so. Let's say someone came to me with a brand deal, and then I told them what it would cost to get me to promote or some shit, right? And then they say, no, I'm cool, we'll pass. And then they try to holler at somebody else in the YouTube boxing, and then that person turned them down, and then they come back to me. Or they had set up a thing, and then the person gets their channel shut down. Now they come to me. Nah, we got to renegotiate now. You got to know your worth. So I would do the same thing. I would play the same hardball that Luis Ortiz did. It's a gamble because, they might get tired and say, oh, he wants too much money. Won't, won't, won't. But I find it ironic that Afro-Cubans and black fighters and stuff like that have to show their ass to get paid. But then to Klitschko, who doesn't even have an exciting style, he's a legend for sure, but he doesn't have an exciting style. He's coming off 2 losses, one being a knockout, right? And they're willing to pay him, 20 plus million for his first comeback fight. That doesn't seem weird to you? That don't seem weird to you? Like, why would you be willing to pay Klitschko $80 million for 3 fights, right? Give him all that much money. But then Luis Ortiz, it's like, no, we're going to start you off at 5. It's just crazy. You'll make more money having Joshua fight Luis Ortiz than Joshua fighting Klitschko, I would imagine. At least in America. Considering Klitschko ain't fought since the Joshua fight. He's coming and got it twisted. Put me in the hot seat. Block Rex Cherry. I don't do beggars. I don't deal with that. He keep begging for the hot seat. We'll put you in the electric chair instead. How about that? Rex Cherry, block him. Cancel that. I'll buy another one. We gonna just put you straight in the electric chair. Lethal injection. Okay. Ooh. Slip the jab. Got you. Yeah, we just gonna put you straight in the electric chair. No hot seat required. No assembly required. Yeah. Why did they do this? And I'm off that Gin Rock. I said Gin Rock. What's this shit? Genro? I'm off that Genro. Well, if you don't know, now you know. I'm off that Genro, now you know, nigga. Yeah, you got to pay like you weigh. That's what it is. You can offer Canelo, 400, $500 million, all this shit. But you need me to save your event and you can't scrounge up the money. Nah, bro. These fighters got to get smart, bro. ESPN can offer Tyson Fury all this money. Canelo getting $400 million almost for whatever the rest of his career. And then you try to offer me little. See, the thing is, Luis Ortiz ain't a DAZN fighter, so they're not trying to invest in him like that. And he said morning drinking. Yeah, but not by choice. I went to the Asian market, and I didn't know what the fuck this was. It just said grapefruit. It said Genro grapefruit with this fucking frog. But I should have knew the frog was... Look, this said, I'm finna fuck you up. I didn't know this was alcohol until I started drinking this shit. Now I'm off that Genro. It's me again on that Android shit. So smash the like button. We working. You see, he tried to make me sound like a wino and shit. Morning drinking? Drinking already, huh? like I'm Nicolas Cage and leaving Las Vegas. Whoops. Yeah, man. The thing, and see, here's the other thing. Aside from Luis Ortiz is not with DAZN, they don't want to invest that much money in someone who could possibly beat Joshua. What don't you guys understand? So yeah, they're gonna try to get they needed something big because there's a lot of people who are anticipating, a big fight happening. So yeah, I think they were in a crunch. Now all of a sudden they wanted Luis Ortiz, especially with a half-ass camp, right? So they did reach out to him, whatever, blah blah blah. But it gets there's more of a cutoff point for someone who's a higher risk to Anthony Joshua. You get what I'm saying? Like their threshold was whatever it was, 7 million or whatever people are saying. That's probably their threshold because they're like, fuck that. Why are we going to put that much money in that man's pocket and then he fuck around and beat Joshua and go back to PBC? You get what I'm saying? We don't know what Andy Ruiz's deal is. How much he getting? You get what I'm saying? That's why they didn't mind setting up Gerald Miller with a nice little package because he was at least a DAZN fighter. So worst case scenario, if he would have beat Joshua, he would still be a DAZN fighter. Your stream is loading slow. Is anybody else having that problem? Yes or no? Is my stream loading slow for anybody else? Yes or no? Because it looks perfect on my end. Nope, nope, nope. See, you got that cricket. See, you better get off that Boost prepaid mobile shit. Nobody else is having problems but you. You at the McDonald's in the playpen trying to get their Wi-Fi. That's what the problem is. You in the McDonald's playground. You in them little balls that the kids be in and shit. Wondering why you ain't got no reception. Get up out there. Get up out that playpen. No, I'm at work in the factory. You at Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, bro. He got that Obama phone. That's what I'm saying. That Boost Mobile. Hey, block Mark Esteban. He said just give AJ credit. Everyone doubted he would call out Ortiz. He did. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Go to old media. He didn't call it, bro. He didn't fight him under. Okay, put it this way. My thing is this. I understand it would be a mishap. They had Wembley booked for April 13th, right? Somehow, some way, they canceled all of that. Switched the date to June 1st, which my man just told me the Yankees are playing in New York. So that's probably not even a good date. Why not move this whole thing back and then push Luis Ortiz back? Give him a full training camp. Why not just postpone the fight? I think that would have been better for everybody. Postpone this shit to July or whenever, they had the fight available. Give yourself a little bit of a breather. So when Madison Square, let's say Madison Square, second week of July, Madison Square Garden is available, right? Why not just push it back? Then I would feel it more. If Luis Ortiz was getting offered 7-8 million and he had a full camp and he didn't take that, then I'd be like, you tripping, you bugging. But under the scrutiny of a short camp and Joshua's had a complete camp, nah. Push it back. Then that would have outlined what was clear because Luis Ortiz with a full proper camp, Joshua would just take a break and then get back in training camp. They're heavyweight, so they don't have to like make weight. A Joshua fight is a full 10 to 12 week camp. That's what I'm saying. And then Andy Ruiz and these other motherfuckers got half of that. You know, so push the shit back. Joshua could take a little break, a little bit of a breather, and then, you know, revisit it. And then that would have been better because you could see the outcome of Wilder Brazil, you know, give yourself some time to see how that plays out and then push it back. Both fighters have a fair training camp and the fans would be happy because the fans in the UK who have to stay up to 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning to watch a New York fight, then guess what? They would have a better fight, you know, a bigger name recognition fight to anticipate. They didn't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. This is, you guys don't look at the full picture. I would have easily pushed this shit back. Like Danny Garcia was supposed to fight Zab Judah. Danny Garcia got injured. Guess what? They pushed it back. This happened several times. Hugo Centeno was supposed to fight Jermall Charlo on the Wilder Luis Ortiz undercard. Guess what? That was in March. He got injured. They pushed it back to the Broner Vargas card in April. I went to the fight. So if an injury can push a fight card back or, you know, reallocate the fight, then why didn't they do that with this? Then that would have made more sense. If Luis Ortiz had a 10, 11-week camp or 12-week camp and he was getting offered the same type of money and he still didn't want it, that's different. But clearly they're trying to give Joshua the added advantage of having a full camp while these other motherfuckers have to just figure it out and deal with whatever they got. That's why. So they rather keep the date because they're not giving up that type of strength, you know, to make it even. So why would I give Joshua credit for calling out Luis Ortiz? You wanted to fight him when he didn't have the full time to prepare. Stop it. If you want to impress me, fight him with the full camp. May the best man win. Period. Like I said, they had Wembley for April 13th. And they had been talking about it since before August or September. They've been talking about how they had September 27th or whatever booked, and they had April 13th booked. Closer to the time, all of a sudden, he said, you know what, fuck it, we're not fighting in the UK. We fighting in June 1st against Miller. Okay, so you got rid of the April 13th date. What's the difference? You know, the fans already let down with Gerald Miller, his failed drug test fuckery. Fuck it. You know, why not just save the event and push it back? Because they don't want to give up that position. They rather just keep the date and the other person has to adjust. Because the way they're looking at it, they're like, oh, Joshua has the belt. Joshua's the money man. So who cares if you're at a deficit? That's what they're looking at it like. They're looking at it like, we don't care what your situation is if you have less time to promote. We're not going to give you anything that gives you a better chance of beating us. That's basically what I'm saying. So, anyway, I don't even really care about Luis Ortiz versus Joshua right now because that's not who he's fighting. So that's my thoughts on it. I would do the same thing. I would try to squeeze him. You had every opportunity to fight him under rightful terms, full camps, push the fight back. You didn't. So I'm not giving Joshua credit for that, for trying to fight him when Joshua had a full camp training for a 317-pound man. That didn't work out for obvious reasons. And then now you want to fight him all of a sudden. No. I can't give you credit for that. That's like Sean Porter didn't really seem like he truly wanted to fight Errol Spence for a while. You know, him and Kenny Porter had said different things like, you know, that he's not on our list. We're not ranked with the IBF. So it didn't look like they were really pursuing. But now after the you guys performance, and then there's a lot of people who pressured Sean Porter, like, hey, you should fight him. That's weak if you don't fight him. Now they want to fight him. You get what I'm saying? Now they want him to fight him. So that's not the same as if Sean Porter would have just a year ago said, you know what, fuck it. Nobody wants to fight Errol Spence. I'll fight him. You waited till Mikey Garcia from lightweight moved up to fight Errol Spence. And now that there's pressure and your last performance versus you guys wasn't necessarily the greatest, now you want to fight him. You know, as opposed to you doing it on your own and just saying, you know what, I'm going after Errol Spence next. So it's different. You got to look at the circumstance. If Luis Ortiz was just selected from the jump, I'll give Joshua props. Because, damn, he just, you know, like Canelo Jacobs. I give Canelo hella props. Because he truly, with his star power and his A-sideness, he didn't have to fight Jacobs. You know, I'm not saying he didn't have to. Like, wouldn't want him to. But I'm just saying he could have picked some bullshit and picked, you know, Mad Selesky or some shit that nobody wanted to see. Gabe Rosado or something. You know, he could have just picked somebody else. David Lemieux. He picked Jacobs. So he gets credit for that. Canelo he's a boss. He's doing it. AJ didn't do that. Canelo fought Rocky Fielding without any public negotiations. It was just, and he just woke up one day and tweeted and put on his Instagram, I'm fighting Jacobs. Boom. Joshua didn't do that with Luis Ortiz. We didn't just all wake up and then say, he just says a post press conference next week, I'm fighting Luis Ortiz. I'll give you credit if you do that. Full camps and everything. You just decided to pick him. No pressure, no nothing. You just chose him. Joshua didn't do that. So anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's what it is. He's fighting Andy Ruiz. Good luck to both. You know, I'm about to get out of here anyway. I'm off this Genro. I'm probably going to get a little bit more sleep. The Vampire Stream. But yeah, you guys want me to give props to stuff. Like, I give props when props are due. If he just picked Luis Ortiz before Gerald Miller, he would have got props. But you waited for Gerald Miller to fuck up and ruin the event. You had a full camp. Luis Ortiz didn't. Luis Ortiz been calling you names and saying you're a chicken, come out of hiding, fight me, fight me, fight me. And then now when it suits you and your team is scrambling to fill a void left by Gerald Miller, now you want to fight him. No. That's not the same. Like, for example, let's say Canelo chose to fight Gabe Rosado next. Gabe Rosado gets injured, and then they have the T-Mobile booked, and then now he wants to fight Jacobs. That'd be the same thing. You want to fight Jacobs when you had a full training camp, and he has 5 weeks to train for you. Why would I give Canelo the same level of props as Canelo fighting Jacobs under the conditions he's fighting Jacobs now, the real conditions? Like, just imagine that. If Canelo really picked David Lemieux or something, and he was scheduled to fight David Lemieux, and then David Lemieux just injured himself. And then now they need another opponent, and now he picked Jacobs. No, because we know for a fact your first choice wasn't Jacobs. And then now that you need it, and you need to satisfy the MGM properties, MGM resorts, you need to satisfy the fans and do right by everyone. Now you need him. So now you want to fight Jacobs. No, I would respect it if you picked Jacobs from the beginning like Canelo did. So for Joshua, I would respect it if he called out Luis Ortiz, which he did on DAZN, and his first choice and the person he was scheduled to fight from the beginning was Luis Ortiz. Not this, in lieu of Gerald Miller failing 13 drug tests or whatever, now I want to fight Luis Ortiz. And we're going to try to hurry up and put it together. No. Mic drop.